Hello, welcome. So today we're going to look at r/TrueOffMyChest, and these stories just look absolutely flaming insane. So if that sounds interesting to you, then please stick around and enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, please. Thank you. Okay, so we're hitting the ground running today. I can't with these people on True Off My Chest. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the title to this one is Not Safe for Work. That is a warning for all you guys too. Not safe for work, not safe for kids. No one should be listening to this around kids. I swear a lot. So yeah, not safe for work, not safe to listen to around kids. Just putting that out there. Friend told me he is cheating due to the appearance of his fiance's, I'm going to call it Lady Garden, because again, I don't actually know what words I can get away with saying without getting suppressed into oblivion again. So, the other day, a close male friend of mine told me he is sending his fiancée on an expensive paid vacation. I inquired why he wasn't going with her. I mean, I bet the fiancée didn't want to argue with that, but she was just like, cheers, love, see you later. And he informed me, in so many words, because he has needs. Oh, goodness me, another man that belongs in the sin bin. And that he has his own hotel room booked with the sole intention of cheating unfaithfulness. What a knob. Why? Because apparently her Lady Garden is offensive and disgusting to him, and he can't perform the oral pleasurals on her. He told me he must perform oral pleasurals to be fulfilled in life, and he just has to. I would say that as an excuse to just be an absolute dog poo of a person, to be honest. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I think. I asked him why he wasn't just being honest with her, and he said it was because it would crush her. I said, if oral pleasurals is that important to you, then you guys need to break up. He refused to break up, saying he loved her, clearly not enough. And they had built a life together. That love seems very vapid. And that he wouldn't have anyone to help him with his special need. Oh, here we go. And we get the answer that really answers why he doesn't want to break up. He wouldn't have anyone to help him with his special needs daughter, and I'm going to go ahead and presume that the daughter is not the partner's biological daughter, so it's his biological daughter, not hers. So if she left, he couldn't force her basically to look after his child. And he is adamant he will not get caught unless I say something to his fiancée. Mate, I couldn't care less if this was my best friend of a billion years. I'm grassing. I'm going to be an absolute grass. I'm telling. I am telling on your dirty cheating butt. I will be going to the girlfriend and singing like a canary in the flaming coal mines. You better believe your ass I would. What a horrible, horrible man. I inquired about lights out, blindfolds, etc. He absolutely refused and says her stuff is beyond disgusting. Let me be clear. He is not a prize in any way. Without him paying for the privilege, I don't see any random woman near him just randomly accepting oral pleasurals from him. So, I'm not sure if this will happen, but it's definitely put me in a weird situation because I am friends with both of them. I don't want to get involved, but I feel like this is really awful for him to do. It's changed how I look at him completely. I never would have thought of him capable of something like this. Yeah, and I mean, I don't think any are attractive to look at particularly. Like, women's or men's. I don't care how much of a designer vagina you have. I don't care how much you've snipped the hood and, trimmed the hedges. They're just, none of them are that attractive to look at. Considering that's like the whole pleasure center of human life, essentially. You'd think they'd make them more appealing. And again, I don't think women's are that attractive to look at, and I don't think men's are that attractive to look at. They could make them more appealing. I don't know how. Maybe glitter? I have a feeling he's been looking at these absolutely unrealistic versions of Lady Gardens on corn sites, and he has this weird idea of what they should look like. And I mean, you don't look at the hearth when you're poking the fire. Just close your bloody eyes, mate. Just needed to get this out of my brain. I feel so bad for her. If you feel bad, go and tell her. Even if you don't feel bad, go and tell her. He's going to give her, like, gonorrhea or something. Edit. Wow, I did not expect this to blow up like that. I will try to clarify some of the questions I've received. 1. Yes, I also wish this was fake. It isn't. I can 100% believe that it isn't fake. I've known too many guys that say the most disgraceful things about the way women's lady gardens look, which is, again, ridiculous because no genitals look great, in my opinion. But I know many that say the most disgraceful shit, and then you think, I'm not being funny, mate, but when your face looks like a butt crack, you have some need to talk. 2, they are not married, they are engaged. The special needs child is not theirs. Okay, so the biological mother of the child lives in another state. So I'm assuming what that was like a slip of the tongue, I'm assuming there. By that they mean that it is the guy's, but it's not theirs together. I'm going to assume. 3, for those asking why I'm friends with someone like him, why does anyone have friends? Nobody is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Yeah, but there's mistakes. And then there's being the human version of dog excrement, isn't there? You know? And I don't like to be friends with poo. But I've been friends with him for a decade, longer than I've known his fiancée, who I met through him. Don't care, not an excuse. He's been a really wonderful friend, okay. And he's never mentioned or thought or indicated any kind of behaviour like this to me until this just happened yesterday. Again, doesn't matter. He is literally going to cheat on her. He's going to give her an STI. And I was completely shocked and struggling to process it. That is why I said what I said in the original post. My vision of him is shattered. I'm not sure yet how I am going to proceed. Now, don't get me wrong, I know I'm dogging on the OP a little bit here, and I understand that when it is like your best mate of years and years, or like your sister, your brother, of course, you're going to feel awful about going behind their back and telling on them. However, when this person is risking giving his partner an STI because he's going to go and shag all in sundry, you've got a little bit of an obligation there to not be a crappy ass person and just tell the fiancé, because silence is compliance, if you ask me. 4. Those asking for information about her lady garden, I really do not have the answers you are seeking here. I'd be very worried if you'd seen it. Oh, goodness. Oh, shit. I just smacked the microphone. I just read ahead a little bit. Brace yourselves. We're going in. I asked about smell or scent or taste, and he was adamant it was strictly because of appearance. Oh, my goodness. The only description I got, which left me very confused, I am there with you, my friend, was that it looks like a Pokemon. What does that even mean? Don't mind me, guys. I've just got Pikachu in my pants. Like, what are you talking about? It looks like a Pokemon. He also did mention that she has a disorder. I forgot the name, of where the hair follicles of your pubic hair turn slightly ulcerous. And the hair follicles become infected. He said this also disgusts him because apparently it's open wounds. All right, well, just don't put your face on it then. Sorted. I asked all the questions you guys are asking. Why she isn't on medication or treatment for the condition. Why should she have to go trim her flaps just to keep him happy? Absolutely not. No, we're not doing that. We're not getting designer vaginas to keep these shit-ass men happy. No. The short and unfortunate answer is lack of funds and lack of health insurance for both parties. We live in a very poor area of a very poor red state. And yes, I told him he should have paid for her healthcare instead of a vacation. No. Getting your flaps trimmed is not healthcare. Obviously, yeah, treating the absolutely I think that's my parcel. Goodness me, Posty banged on the door like he was part of the flaming bailiffs. But no, that's not healthcare. Her health condition, yes, that sounds excruciatingly painful and a risk for like complications if it gets infected a lot. But that's not her fault. Like, what the hell? I hate this guy. 5, I am certain he is not gay. 6, no, I think he's just a shite bag, you know? I don't think he's gay, I think he's a shite bag. 6, for those of you that have reached out privately to confirm if I am someone you know and if this story is about your partner, I want to say how sorry I am and how sad I am that this is happening to other people. I can't even imagine. And then down in the comments, she may turn around 222 says, please tell her before he gives her an STI that can ruin her life. Reiterating that sentiment wholeheartedly, absolutely. And then GDROM123 says, exactly, because people don't ever really use protection for oral pleasurals. OP's friend is pathetic and disgusting. Here, 100% agree, in the bin with him, the sin bin, the one that is on fire. Next up, I now understand why I don't remember childhood. I've noticed, F24, that I don't remember much of anything from my childhood, and the memories I do have are of some good times surrounded by double the amount of traumatic ones. I'm currently on vacation with my family, and while talking at dinner, we talked about being menaces while children, and when I was a toddler, I knew that I would throw myself down to have a tantrum as a toddler does, but my mum would hold my arm while I did it instead of letting go, causing my arm to pop out of the socket. Ow! I knew this happened multiple times because once it happens easier there on out. I've come to find out that back then, after taking me to the hospital a few times for it, my mum wouldn't take me back out of fear of CPS and decided instead to do it herself with my grandmother. They would pop my arm back into the socket when I was a toddler. My goodness, no! Do not do that yourselves. That's got to be excruciatingly painful, especially for a toddler. Goodness me. Apparently, multiple times after the multiple hospital visits, I joked and said, oh, so this is why I don't remember any of my childhood. And it was all laughs at the time, but what the F? Processing this shite as an adult is wild. Yeah. Like, what the hell? Honestly. Can we all just make a little pact to not DIY our children's healthcare and to leave it to the bloody professionals, please? Goodness me. Down in the comments, Funbreak3231 says, okay, so you know you have the adorable thing you see photos and videos of parents doing where they swing their toddler between them. Yeah, I did exactly that one time with my kid, and his dad and I pulled up too hard and dislocated my kid's elbow once. Yeah, I mean, if you go swinging your kids around by their limbs, it's gonna cause a few problems probably. RNCIKWB says, so this is apparently a really common way that toddlers get dislocated elbows. I saw a post where a mum was warning parents not to do this, and there were so many comments saying that they too had dislocated their kids' elbows doing the same thing. Next post and last post, and we're back to just absolutely crappy ass people in relationships, apparently. Found out my wife has been cheating on me. We have a 6-week-old baby. Oh dear, is that kid yours? My wife, 31, and I, 28, have been together nearly 8 years, married for 3. We have a 3-year-old son and a newborn. We have a loving relationship where we're best friends, and we have great communication. An amazing and regular S, which has just started again following the pregnancy. All in all, I would say a very healthy relationship. Almost 2 years ago now, I uncovered my wife's affair. I had picked up her phone to use it for my son because I didn't have mine to hand. I saw a flirtatious message between her and her work colleague, let's call him Jay. I immediately challenged my wife and she said she was just being flirty because he was drunk and the message made her feel uncomfortable. I asked to see the rest of the conversation, but she had deleted it because of how uncomfortable she had felt. Look in the archives. Quite often now there is actually a recycle bin even for text messages, by the way. Don't tell the cheaters. I had some red flags but had no reason to truly disbelieve her, so we talked it through and tried to let it go. Fast forward a couple weeks and I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more going on. I did the horrible thing of checking through her phone and in her deleted photos. Smart move, my guy. I found some pictures of her and Jay kissing. Why would you take photos of that on your phone if you're having an affair? Like, are you actually stupid? This is my favorite thing about cheaters is quite often they're absolutely fucking dense and they just find ways to grass on themselves. I immediately brought this to her and asked what was going on. She admitted that she'd been having an affair with Jay for 2 months. They'd kissed and, I'm gonna assume finger pleasured each other once, but that was it. It was mostly an emotional affair. She said she'd been having a crisis since she turned 30 earlier that year and was struggling mentally. She was feeling old, and that when Jay had shown an interest in her, it made her feel good and it was exciting. I'm sorry, 30 doesn't mean you're in the grave, my love. What are you talking about? She wasn't in love with Jay, but felt trapped in the affair because he was in love with her, and if it got out, she could lose her job because she has a higher rank than him. I asked her whether she chose me and our life or him, and she chose us. Don't believe a word she's saying. Fast forward a year, and my wife and I were discussing having another child. We'd moved on a lot since I discovered the affair, and we had actually become closer as a result. We fell pregnant quickly, but the pregnancy itself was tough. Because she has hyperemesis, severe pregnancy morning sickness, this wrecked her both physically and mentally. Yeah, hyperemesis, it's not really just morning sickness. It's literally constant nausea, constant puking, dehydration, hospitalization, like it's bad. This was when I noticed her getting closer to Jay, but it seemed just to be a friendship. I was skeptical, but believed my wife when she had regrets on the original affair. I'm sorry, no. If I have a partner, and I forgive them, which I wouldn't, by the way, for cheating, and then they're going and getting pally-pally with their affair partner again, like, OP. Open your eyes, my friend. Come on now. I feel like you need to be given a little wobble. My wife was very open and honest about her friendship with Jay and revealed a lot to me, so I didn't feel any need to doubt her, especially as we were having another child together. Well, more for you. Her friendship with Jay was so up and down as he kept pushing her away, especially when he found out she was pregnant. I put this down to him still having feelings for my wife and being heartbroken or something that she had fully moved on. Nah, he's worried that that's his kid, mate. Our baby girl was born in January 2025, and my wife and I were a firm team and all seemed well. She went on maternity leave, and we coped with the transition to having 2 children. It was at this time that Jay completely distanced himself from my wife, which she again told me all about. She felt upset about it, but she said she didn't care because she had her family to look after. Again, I believed her. Foolishly. Yes, OP, I'm glad you can understand that that was very foolish. Don't do it again. I'm going to let you off. Because you're obviously a nice, trusting person. And you obviously couldn't imagine people being that flaming awful. But still. About a month into her maternity leave, I came upon my wife texting her cousin. Don't tell me she's going with the cousin as well. I wouldn't be surprised. I walked up behind her whilst doing errands and saw she had screenshotted a message to Jay saying this was the longest they'd gone without talking and that she missed him. I told her I thought this was totally inappropriate and I didn't like the emotional weight of her saying she missed him. She told me it wasn't in any other way than as a friendship. For whatever reason, I started to get doubts about what had been going on between Jay and my wife. Finally! OP, you have joined the party. You poor, sweet, naive little fool. I do feel bad for them because I just think OP seems like really sweet and trusting. Too much so. We need to get more cynical, my friend. A couple of weeks later, our family travelled to Rome to spend time with my wife's family. She is Italian and she grew up there. She went out with her cousin one night and I felt compelled to check the notes on her iPad because I knew that she sometimes wrote down thoughts there. Side note, I would love to go to Italy. It just looks so nice there, so pretty. The food looks amazing. The wine sounds great. I would love to go there. Absolutely love it. I found essentially a diary entry or perhaps a draft message to Jay where she said she doesn't do friends with benefits. And whilst the physical part of their relationship were fun, it wasn't worth the risk if there wasn't more to it. She also said that she still loved him but couldn't commit if he didn't love her, and she would stick with me if she had to. Oh, what a cow. This entry was on the 28th of December. OP, pull your big boy socks up and leave this woman. You should never be an option to someone. You are worth far more than being someone's option. Okay? The next morning, I found a moment when my wife left her phone and quickly checked her WhatsApp. In the locked messages section, I found her conversation with Jay, and the night before they were naughty texting. I didn't get much time with the phone, but I'd seen enough. I can't imagine that naughty texting is the furthest they've gone during the affair. Absolutely not. Not a chance. I was devastated, as this was a couple of days ago and I have no idea what to do. I want to challenge her right now with a view to know what's been going on and then end everything. I would get on a plane and go back home. I'm so confused because my wife and I went for dinner last night and it was just us, no kids. We had an amazing time and told each other how much we loved one another. This is true on my part, even though I am so hurt. Yeah, what a horrible, horrible woman to just be blatantly stringing you along this way. Waiting for the green light from Jay to get a full-on relationship is what I feel she's doing. This is just really horrible. I don't know whether to wait until we get home or just forget about it all and see what happens. I don't think I can move past this, especially as she was cheating on me throughout the pregnancy with our child. Ew! Does she have no morals whatsoever? I mean, clearly not. I do have doubts whether my daughter is mine, but I think she is. I would genuinely be getting paternity tests for both, to be honest. I'm not even joking. I would. I am so lost, in so much pain, and have so many questions. I love our life, I love our children. If I end things, all that will end, and I will not be able to see my kids as much. It feels better to get this off my chest, so thank you and sorry for the splurge. Honestly, I think people who cheat are just absolutely abhorrent and disgusting, and just don't deserve relationships. Why? Why? If you're someone who needs multiple people, go and find a polyamorous relationship. Like, that sort of thing is so much more accepted socially now these days. Like, why do people need to be going with people who are monogamous, agreeing to monogamous relationships, and then sticking their sausages or their ham sandwiches around anyone they fancy? Like, pack it in. Stop. Serious Day 5968 says, how many more signs do you need to see that she's still cheating on you? Yeah, I feel like OP is in huge denial, and I really hope they just really kind of open their eyes and realize that this woman deserves no more chances. Oh, I just hit the microphone again. She deserves no more chances, and they just really need to put their foot down, leave the relationship, and hopefully one day find someone who actually appreciates them and treats them right. And then M-S says, bro needs to get up from whatever fantasy he's dreaming of and start taking action. He needs to document everything and then speak to lawyers. Yeah, exactly. Take photos of the things that you find on her phone, on your phone, put them in a secret folder, do what you gotta do, because I will bet any money if she's the type of person to lie about all this stuff and be doing all this behind your back, she's the type of person to try and absolutely take you for a ride during a divorce and make out it's your fault. First, get his wife fired for unethical professional conduct, and then the divorce papers after sending her to her parents or something. I'm not sure I would get her fired, because personally for me that would affect the children. At this point, he still is not sure. You know, they very well could be his kids. And whether they're together or not, she needs to be able to do her part in financially supporting the kids, whether they live with her, whether they live with him. So getting her fired would not serve the children well at all. So I don't think that is something that he should be doing. I do think that he should absolutely be looking into divorce and also making sure everyone knows what a crap bag she is. I don't believe her when she says stuff like it was post-pregnancy depression or other crap like that. Yeah, exactly. I don't believe it either. Postpartum depression doesn't go making you jump on someone else, to be honest. It's happened too many times. Gather your self-respect and walk away. Bro will just be lying to himself if he thinks there's any coming back from this. Do yourself a favor and you can still cut your losses, but not before you gather all your evidence. Yes, be strategic. It sucks to play nice with someone that you know has wronged you so deeply, but it's necessary. You need all the evidence you can get. Also, might as well get a DNA test on the kids. Yeah, both kids, because I don't believe this is the first time that she's gone and put it about, to be honest with you. Not at all. She seems far too comfortable in lying. And on that note, we're going to leave it there for today. Those were some absolutely nutso stories, weren't they? Like, goodness me. My belief in humanity as a whole goes down daily. Like, I have no faith in humanity anymore. It's gone. Call me a nihilist. I'm done. But yeah, it's those were horrifying. If you managed to stick around to the end, well done you. I hope you're feeling okay after listening to those. I appreciate it quite a lot. If you'd like to leave a like and subscribe, I'd appreciate you even more. It will help you find your way back here for more absolute ramblings of horrific nonsense. But yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day, whatever it is you are doing. Goodbye.